dear traders. For today's analysis, I will cover gold market. I will go through USD versus Japanese yen, pound dollar, and we'll speak about the Bitcoin. I'll start with the gold market first because this is a very hot so far. Gold is up almost 1.8% for the day, especially after the news that we got, and CPI month on month was pretty positive, but gold reacted upside. You see the positive CPI 0.9% versus 0.6, core CPI month on month 0.6 versus 0.4. Overall, the gold was holding pretty well going into some early morning drops on the euro and the pound. They had basically, if you go like, let's say intra frames, like a 30-minute time frame, they had a decent downside cycles, basically reaching the pivots there, while the gold actually was holding pretty good in terms of relative strength. And then just during the news, and so the gold and buyers just kicked in and went from a very tight consolidation during the Europe session, went aggressively on another imbalance. And I alerted about the gold that we are building the higher lows on hourly, and so technically it was on a strong upside run already, and they just pop up again pretty hard, 1.8%. Now 1864 so far. If we go to the daily frame and just try to consult a larger degree to see potential next levels on the gold, we can find a good area of supply where we got initially the high from June around 1902, 1913. So really we're just breaking this upper Keltner. It seems like we're really getting aggressive buyers on the market. So watching the pullbacks and now we're so much an extreme and a climax, but watching for some tight consolidation, pullback, and then eventually this 20 exponential to try to catch up the price. If you're not already on the bull mode, then my advice is to watch for pullbacks and some kind of consolidation after such a big move like this. If you're already on the bullish, and so then I think the next reference you can think about, and I just want to alert you about the level, 1902, 1913. Speaking of the euro dollar is in the consolidation. Overall, we got a downside move prior to the news, prior to the CPI today in the US, and we got a downside momentum, but market reacted back right there, and I can show you here that was an area of support. Market reacted back and make this noise. Now it became wild here. It became just retest, resell phase, and then during the news we got this pin bar, and now price back to the mean. This was pretty flat. If you watch the daily time frame, euro dollar is pretty flat, sitting in the greatest support at 1.1517, and we're right now 1.1560, right? So this is still pretty back and forth pricey trading. We don't have a directional move so far yet on the euro on the daily time frame. So watch for some kind of reverse to the mean type of trades, and pay attention on this 1.1515 level. In case of a further drop, this will be the area I want to see the breakout. Speaking of the pound dollar, again there was a retest of the very important pivot around 1.3425, and market basically reacted back almost to 20 exponential moving average and tried to resell today. It was a nice downside move on the pound this morning, right there. We got this 30-minute time frame. You see the nice move into the Europe session, first 2 hours, and a nice correction, and then back to this. I call this a control zone, control pivot, 1.3500, and price basically reacted back up. Now trying again. Now it's making a few hours just before the Europe session closed, we got pretty much, I will say, flat area at this stage. We just got rejection back to that. If you watch the daily time frame, this looks like we're creating like a free bar balance. So I think tomorrow to wait for some kind of the breakout. Still no directional move yet in the last 2 days or so. Some upside, some downside so far, building some kind of the balance. So watch for the breakout of this balance. And USD Japanese yen, nice recovery here from the consolidation. We are this is a pretty strong reverse bar, and I think I don't see the reason why this cannot go a little more higher, at least to the middle of this consolidation. Let's say around 114 zone or so, and maybe even to retest the highs in 114.45 and 114.65. So watch for buying on the dips on this one. And for the final pair and market, basically Bitcoin, as I said, I projected the lines here, and 72,000 area is something I really want to, my like first upside projection. There's like here, if you take this pivot low, this high, and this low, you see it's around 71,500 to be precise. We have this 100% of this most straightened swing, so 71,500, eventually 72 might be in the play for the Bitcoin. That will be all for today. I hope that you did enjoy this analysis, and see you all tomorrow morning. Take care.